Hello students. In previous modules, you have studied about composition and constituents of solid waste. And from the composition and constituents of solid waste, you can infer that solid waste contain a number of materials like newspapers or other papers, plastics, metals, etc. that can be recycled. In addition to that, you also know the 3R principle of waste management. 3R includes reduce, reuse and recycling. So, recycling is an important component of any waste management system. So, today we will be learning about recycling of solid waste. The learning objectives of this module are to know what is recycling and the materials that can be recycled, to be knowledgeable about the types of recycling. In this we will be discussing different types of recycling, to explain different steps involved in recycling process, to describe the proper mode of collecting and sorting the waste, and finally, we will study or we will try to understand the benefits of recycling and different recycling symbols. Let us start with the definition of recycling. Recycling is the process of collecting and processing waste materials into reusable material, that is the key component of waste reduction. A material is said to be recycled if it is used, reused or reclaimed from the waste stream. As far as recycling is concerned, recycling can prevent the waste of potentially useful material and reduce the consumption of fresh raw material, thereby reducing energy usage, air pollution, because if we burn these waste either may be through incineration or through open dumping, in both cases this lead to air pollution as well as water pollution, because water pollution may be there from the leaching that is coming from the open dumps or from the landfills. Different types of recycling. Recycling can be divided into 3 types: primary recycling, secondary recycling and tertiary recycling. Tertiary recycling is further divided into 2 categories, that is external recycling and internal recycling. Let me discuss them one by one. Primary recycling: the material which is reused or recovered after recycling without being changed in any way is said to be primary recycling. For example, you are having a item and that item is gifted to some charity organization or to a friend, whether this friend or whether this charity organization, they use this material or this item as such without making any change in that type of recycling is called as a primary recycling. Then secondary recycling. Secondary recycling involves some reasonable modification of the material or product without the use of chemical processes. For example, cutting and reshaping various products to make art and craft products. You know that suppose we are having a cloth piece and that cloth piece after use can be converted into some other item. Dear students, please make a list of different items that can be converted after cutting and reshaping into the art and craft products. Then tertiary recycling. Tertiary recycling involves the reprocessing of materials or products by the chemical processes or heat. The examples of this are metal melting, because suppose the metal is collected and then after giving heat it is converted into the metal bars and then these metal bars are reused to make different products. As I told earlier, tertiary recycling is of two types, external recycling and internal recycling. So, what is external recycling? Tertiary recycling is said to be external recycling if the materials or products are recovered and reprocessed with public participation. The examples of external recycling include sorting waste and putting it in recycle bins to be collected and transferred to reprocessing facilities. Then internal recycling. The tertiary recycling is said to be internal recycling if the materials or products are recovered without public participation. Examples of this are within the factories and manufacturing facilities. There are number of steps are involved in the recycling process. Let us see what are these steps. Different steps involved in recycling process are collection of the waste, then sorting of the waste, then rinsing of the waste, and finally processing and recycling of the waste. Let me discuss different steps one by one. The very first step is the collection. In collection of solid waste, normally we use three different type of bins. These bins are of green color, blue color and black color. Green bins are used for the collection of food and garden waste. Blue bins are used for the collection of mixed dry recycling, and black bins are used for the collection of non-recyclable materials. Normally for the green bins, paper sacks are used, for blue bins clear sacks are used, and for black bins black sacks are used. So, let me discuss different type of bins and different type of waste one by one. Food and garden waste, also called as green service. Food and green waste are collected from green top bins or corn starch sacks. Garden waste normally include grass, hedge waste and shrub cuttings, leaves and weeds, plants and flowers, and even the straw. Here some tips are given when we are using our caddy to store food waste. Until there is enough food waste to put into the bin or sacks for collection line. The caddy with newspapers or kitchen towel to soak up moisture. Don't use plastic bags, use cornstarch or paper caddy liners. Place all food waste and plate scraping into the caddy. Empty caddy into your green top bin, cornstarch or paper sack. Rinse caddy before using again. Cornstarch and paper liners and sacks are suitable for containing our food and garden waste. Second is mixed dry recycling. Clear sacks are used for collecting this type of waste. Don't mix with the black sack waste and squash the plastic bottles regularly. Here is the list of mixed dry recycling materials that are collected. These cans include food tins and drinks cans, empty aerosol cans, tin foils and foil ready meal containers without food. Food should not be there inside these food containing containers. Then cardboard. Cardboard includes cardboard boxes, cardboard food packets, greeting cards, toilet roll and kitchen roll inserts, food and drink cartons without liquids in them. Then paper. Paper includes newspapers and magazines, catalogs, telephone directories, and paperback books, envelopes and junk mails and shredded paper. Glass includes glass drink bottles, glass food jars and bottles. Then plastic includes plastic bottles, yogurt pots, plastic ready meal container, ice cream tubs, supermarket carrier bags, etc., etc. Non-recyclable waste. Depending on the property, the non-recyclable materials are collected either from the black bins or from the black sacks or large community wheeled bins. The non-recyclable materials such as disposable napkins, sanitary towels and incontinence pads, polystyrene packings, pet waste or cat litter, broken crockery, cigarette ends and ashtray content, coal and wood ash, etc. Let me discuss different categories of waste collection centers. There are 3 types of waste collection centers, and these are drop off waste collection centers, buyback waste collection centers and curbside waste collection centers. Drop off centers. Drop off centers necessitate the waste producer to convey the recyclable material to a central location, either an installed or portable collection station or the recycling plant itself. Buyback waste collection centers. Buyback waste collection centers differ in that the cleaned recyclates are purchased, thus providing a clear incentive for use and creating a notable supply. According to United States National Waste Recycling Association, it costs on average $50 to process a ton of material that can only be resold for $30. Curbside collection centers. Curbside collection includes many faintly different systems which differ mostly on where in the process the recyclates are sorted and cleaned. Second step of waste recycling process is sorting. Sorting is very, very important. The better the sorting, better will be the recycling. Let me give you one example. Suppose you have food waste. If the food waste is containing some toxic material into it, this material cannot, this waste, food waste cannot be composted. So, better the sorting, better will be the recycling of the waste materials. It has also been found that if we do proper sorting or the waste recycling facilities that are having proper sorting plants or proper sorting plan, they have 30% more recycling than those are not having proper sorting plan. As far as sorting is concerned, there are 3 ways commonly used methods of sorting are either by hand or by automated machinery or by strong metals. By hand method of sorting the waste materials. The commingled recyclable material is removed from the collection vehicle and placed on a conveyor belt spread out in a single layer. And then over the conveyor belt moves slowly and different items are sorted by hand one by one and then stored in different containers. Second method of waste sorting is by automated machinery. Automated machinery such as disc screens and air classifiers, these separate the recyclable material by weight, splitting lighter paper and plastic from heavier glass and metal. A spectroscopic scanner is used to differentiate between different types of paper and plastics based on the absorbed wavelength. The third way of sorting the waste is by using strong metals. Strong magnets are used to separate out ferrous metals such as iron, steel and tin cans. Non-ferrous metals are ejected by the magnetic current. Glass fragments smaller than 10 millimeters across cannot be sorted automatically and are mixed together as glass fines. Next step in the waste recycling is rinsing. Food packaging should no longer contain any organic matter. Since no trace of biodegradable material is best kept in the packaging before placing it in a trash bag. Some packaging also need to be rinsed. Recycling of different waste materials is well established, and the most common recycling that you may have seen is of paper. At our homes, you know that all newspapers, waste magazines or used magazines, these are sold to the junk dealers. As well as at our homes, we normally do recycling of different type of metals, we do recycling of plastics and we do recycling of glass bottles, etc. So, now we will be looking upon the recycling of different materials one by one. This table shows the processing and recycling of newspapers. Once the newspapers are collected, then these newspapers are processed. Generally, a chemical process that separate ink from the newspaper fibers, which is then turned into pulp and finally washed. The pulp is poured on a screen to drain, then flattened and dried, and it passes through steam heated rollers. From the recycled paper, different products can be prepared, and these products may be wrapping papers or even may be reprocessed into newsprint paper, or different type of molded flower pots, etc. can be manufactured from the recycled newspaper. If we recycle 1 ton of newspaper, this saves 3 tons of wood pulp. It saves the equivalent of 3000 kilowatt hours of electricity and 23% of energy required to process a ton of news from news pulp. So, this table clearly shows that if we recycle the paper, that time we can save our forests, we can save our electricity. Now, let me have a look on the recycling of cardboard. Corrugated cardboard is generally pulped and blended with new pulp from wood chips. The pulp is screened, rolled and dried into 2 types of cardboard called medium and liner board. From this, different products can be prepared. From the medium cardboard, the ribbed inner layer of corrugated cardboard boxes can be prepared, and from the liner board, the outer layer of corrugated cardboard and brown paper bags can be made. If we do recycling of cardboard, then we can save our forests as well as electricity. Recycling of metal, or sometimes called as scrap metal, is well established. Metals can be divided into 2 categories: ferrous metals and non-ferrous metals. Ferrous metals include different type of irons, steel, etc. Non-ferrous metals include our aluminum, zinc and other metals. And in addition to this, very costly metals include gold, silver, etc. So, the recycling of metals is highly established. If we do recycling of metals, that time we can save our mineral resources as well as the energy that is used for the mining of the minerals and for the processing of the minerals to make the metals. Let me have a look on the processing of or recycling of aluminium. Aluminium scrap is ground and shredded into small chips before being melted and cast into ingots. The ingots are sent to manufacturing plants where they are molded or rolled into sheets that can be shaped into various products. The various products that can be made from recycled aluminium include making of car bodies, etc. Aluminium recycling can save large amount of energy. It has been estimated that 64,300 kilowatt hours of energy can be saved by per ton of aluminium recycling, and this is about 96% energy saving. Let me have a look on the another material, that is steel cans processing and recycling. Tin cans are really tin coated steel cans. Removing lids from the cans and flattening them makes reprocessing easier. The tin coating on steel cans is removed with a caustic detinning solution by electrolysis. The tin and steel are separated during the processing. The tin is used by the chemical and pharmaceutical industries. Recycling of a ton steel saves about 1.5 tons of the ore. You know that metals ore are a non-renewable material. Tin saves an estimated 2,600 kilowatt hours of electricity per ton of these cans recycling, whereas steel saves an average of 4,300 kilowatt hours per ton. About 47% of energy required to process steel from raw material is saved here if we do the recycling. Let me have a look on the recycling of glass. Generally, mechanical processing system is used to break the glass into small pieces called as cult. Magnets, screens and vacuum systems remove metals, labels, bits of plastics and caps. The cult is blended with silica sand, soda ash and limestone. This recycled glass can be used to remanufacture into new glass containers, as well as this can be used to manufacture stained glasses. When we do recycling of glass, from 1 ton of glass we can save about 1.2 tons of new raw materials. This also saves about 860 kilowatt hours of electricity. About 18% of energy needed to make glass from the new materials is saved when we do the recycling of glass. Plastic is another material that is recycled at large scale, and we have well established plastic recycling industry. Plastic need to be sorted by its type, because many plastic resins are used that are incompatible in the recycling process. The plastic may be shredded, baled or chipped before it is shipped to reprocessing plant. Resins are melted and remolded into new products. Number of different products can be made from the recycled plastic. High density polyethylene can be used to make the flower pots, different car parts, even toys, drainage pipes, etc. PET plastics can be used to make the fiber filled industrial, strapping, carpet, backing, etc. And polystyrene include foam, can be used to make different desktop products. Plastics are derived from energy sources such as coal, petroleum and natural gas. So, any material that is recovered Basically, that is a energy saving as well as non-renewable material saving. In addition, 90% of the manufacturing process energy needed to produce new plastics is saved by the recycling of plastics. Dear students, during the recycling of plastic, I told that the plastic should be sorted on the basis of their type. Plastics are generally categorized into 7 classes, and these are numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whenever you use any plastic material, try to find out the number of that particular plastic. So, let me show you 2 items and their plastic numbers. I have one water bottle with me. If you look at the bottom of this bottle water, so there is a triangle, and in that triangle number 1 is written. I have a spectacle glass case with me. If you look here, you will find that within a triangle number 5 is written. So, dear students, please try to find out that there are how many classes of the plastics. As I told, there are 7 classes of the plastics, and please try to know that which number plastic can be used for which purpose. Because if we mix these all plastics, then their separation will be very difficult, and when separation is difficult, then recycling will be also difficult. Waste management facilities nowadays use a term WEEE. It means waste electrical and electronic equipment. Basically, European Union in 2012 have given WEEE directives for the recycling of waste electrical and electronic equipments. More about WEEE we will be discussing during the e-waste management. In the WEEE, the waste has been divided into 10 categories, and that include the large domestic waste, e-waste, etc., etc. So, dear student, please try to find out that what is this WEEE and what are different categories of the waste that are included into it and how these can be recycled. Similarly, there is another waste, that is fly ash. Fly ash is produced at the thermal power plants. That we will be discussing in detail in the fly ash management module, but here also you please try to find out that what items can be made from the fly ash and whether this fly ash can be used in our agricultural fields or whether some chemicals can be recovered from it or not. Let me see about different symbols that are given to the recycling. The first symbol that is shown here is of glass recycling. This symbol is a prompt to recycle glass at a bottle bank or at curbside recycling collection if available. Dear student, you may have seen waste collection bins installed at different places. Please try to look on these bins whether this type of symbol is available or not, and educate people that if a bin is having this type of symbol, that is for the disposal of glass waste. Second symbol is a circle made up of 2 arrows, and in that is written ALU. Basically, this is for aluminum recycling symbol. This is a prompt disposal of waste in an aluminum recycling facility. Then let me have a look on the different types of plastics. The first symbol is, as I told, that plastics are classified into 7 classes. Let me have a look on them one by one. If in the triangle 01 number is written, that is PET plastic. This 01 symbol indicate that a product is made from polyethylene terephthalate, a fully recyclable material. So, the glass water bottle that I showed you, that was having number 1, it means that is recyclable. Similarly, you will find that many pots, tubs, trays, toys having this number 1 and they are recyclable. Then 02 number plastic is PEHD plastic. This 02 symbol indicates that the product is made from high density polyethylene. This is also a recyclable material, and the examples of this plastic include milk containers, washing up liquid containers, etc. 03 number plastic is PVC, and this 03 symbol indicate that this product is made up from polyvinyl chloride, and this is also a recyclable material, and example of this include food trays, cling films, cosmetic bottles, etc. Number 4 plastic is LDPE. This number 4 indicates that the product is made from low density polyethylene. This is also a recyclable material, and examples of this plastic are carrier bags and bin liners. Number 5 plastic is PP plastic. This PP symbol indicate that the product is made from polypropylene, and this is also a recyclable material. Examples of this plastic are some tubs, microwavable trays, etc. Then number 6 plastic is PS plastic. This PS symbol indicate that this plastic product is made from polystyrene, and this is a recyclable material, and examples of this number 6 plastic include yogurt pots, foam meat or fish trays, burger boxes, egg cartons, vending cups, plastic cutlery, protective packaging for electronic goods and toys. So, we have seen different type of plastics, their different categories. So, it is always suggested that the plastics of one particular category be separated from the other type of plastics, because mixed plastic is having lesser applications or lesser products can be made during its recycling. Now, a question arises that what are the benefits of recycling? Recycling is having a number of benefits, and those benefits are shown here in this figure. We have discussed recycling of a number of products, and from that it is clearly evident that if we recycle different materials, that time large amount of energy is saved, and you know that energy saved is equal to the energy produced. Recycling reduces greenhouse gas emissions that contribute to global climate change. Means if we do recycling, that time we can control greenhouse effect to some extent. Recycling helps sustain the environment for future generations. Recycling reduces the amount of waste sent to the landfill and combustion facility. And when we reduce the amount of waste that is going to the landfill, it means we are increasing the life of our landfill. Similarly, if we are reducing the amount of waste going to the combustion facilities, it means we are going to use lesser energy that is otherwise required for the combustion of solid waste. Recycling also conserve natural resources such as timber, waste and minerals. Rather, during the aluminum recycling and this steel recycling, we have found that a number of non-renewable minerals can be conserved if we opt for recycling. And this also prevent pollution by reducing the need to collect, process the new raw materials. Dear students, there are two types of societies. One is called as consuming society, other is called as recycling society. People say that after a certain period of time, only those societies will survive those believe in recycling. So, to summarize this module, in this module we have learned that what is recycling. We have learned about different types of recycling. You know there are three types of recycling: primary, secondary and tertiary. Then we discussed different methods of collection, sorting and processing of the waste. Then we also learnt that if we do the recycling, that large amount of energy can be saved, and this saved energy can be used for some other processes. Then we also had a look on the different symbols that are used to identify the recyclable products, and in the last we discussed the benefits of recycling. So, dear students, finally I will say, try to convert your society, your community into a recycling community or a recycling society. I hope you enjoyed this module. Thank you.